All right, so we're diving deep into your career goals today.
Yeah.
Specifically, this potential jump into a Gen AI project manager role at Meta.
Sounds fun.
Pretty exciting stuff. You've got this awesome background in DevSecOps and software engineering,
Uh-huh.
and we've got a whole stack of resources just for you. We've got a skills assessment, an AI-crafted cover letter, and some interview prep, even personalized upskilling recommendations.
Wow.
It's really like having a career coach and an AI assistant all rolled into one.
That is fascinating to me how this role at Meta sits at this intersection of like cutting edge technology and business strategy.
Right.
They're looking for someone who can not only navigate the complexities of Gen AI projects, but also bridge the gap between technical teams and the big picture goals of the company.
Okay, so let's break down exactly what a Gen AI project manager even does at Meta. I mean,
Yeah.
we hear AI everywhere these days, but what does it actually mean in this context?
Well, at its core, Gen AI or generative AI refers to AI systems that can create new content.
Okay.
Think text, images, code, even music. A Gen AI project manager at Meta is essentially the conductor of this orchestra.
Okay.
They're responsible for overseeing the development and deployment of these AI-powered tools and products,
Right.
making sure everything runs smoothly from a technical standpoint, and also ensuring that the projects align with Meta's overall business strategy.
So you're not just dealing with the technical nuts and bolts. You're also thinking about the big picture, how this all fits into Meta's goals.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but it also sounds pretty challenging.
Definitely. And that's why your experience is so relevant.
Okay.
You've been a senior Python engineer at Meta, you've led DevSecOps practices, you've even worked with machine learning models.
Right.
This isn't just a random career shift. It's a natural progression that builds on your strengths.
And speaking of strengths, this skills assessment really highlights how your experience, especially at Meta and Google, makes you a strong candidate.
Mm.
It even mentions how your work in DevSecOps, integrating security into the software development lifecycle, is super valuable for a role like this.
Yeah, DevSecOps is often seen as a purely technical discipline, but in the world of Gen AI, it takes on even greater significance. Think about the massive amounts of data that fuel these AI systems.
Right.
A Gen AI project manager needs to be hyper aware of data security and privacy risks.
Yeah.
And your experience in DevSecOps shows you can build security into the DNA of these projects from day one.
So it's not just about building cool AI tools, it's about building them responsibly and securely.
Exact.
And that's something you've been doing throughout your career. That's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the AI-generated cover letter.
Okay.
It does a pretty good job of showcasing your skills. There's this one line that stood out to me.
Okay.
Throughout my career, I've been at the forefront of implementing DevSecOps practices for leading enterprises, helping them accelerate their development cycles and improve product security.
Right. It's concise, impactful. It really highlights your leadership qualities.
Wow.
But how do we take this AI-generated letter and make it even better?
The AI has laid a solid foundation, but now it's time to inject your personality and unique perspective.
Okay.
Think about what excites you about Gen AI.
Yeah.
Is it the potential to revolutionize how we interact with technology? The possibility of creating entirely new forms of creative expression?
Yeah.
Let that passion shine through in your cover letter. Don't just tell them you're qualified. Tell them why you're excited about this specific opportunity at Meta,
Right.
what unique value you bring to the table, and what impact you hope to make.
I love that. Make it personal and let your enthusiasm shine through.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the interview. This AI-generated prep material has some pretty insightful questions and a few curveballs, to be honest.
Yeah. It's always good to be prepared for those unexpected questions.
Right.
Remember, interviews are a two-way street. They're assessing you, but you're also assessing them.
Absolutely. One question that stood out was, can you describe a time when you had to manage a project involving AI or data operations? What challenges did you face and how did you overcome them?
That's a classic behavioral question.
Right.
They're trying to gauge your problem-solving skills and how you handle real-world challenges.
Okay.
Don't just recount the situation, focus on the actions you took and the impact you made.
Right.
This is your chance to showcase how your experience translates into managing complex AI projects.
Okay, so it's all about showing them how you can actually deliver results.
Exactly.
Another question that caught my eye was, how do you plan to maintain a balance between technical feasibility and business needs?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the strategic thinking required in this role. You need to demonstrate that you understand the big picture,
Right.
that you can connect those innovative AI ideas with Meta's business goals. Think about the projects you've led in the past.
Uh-huh.
Were there times when you had to make tough decisions, prioritize resources, or maybe even pivot direction to align with shifting business needs?
Right.
Those experiences are gold in an interview like this.
It sounds like they're looking for someone who can not only manage the technical side, but also navigate those strategic decisions and trade-offs.
Exactly.
That's where your leadership experience really comes into play, right?
Exactly. They want to see that you can be a leader, a problem solver, and a strategic thinker all rolled into one.
Hmm.
Now let's shift gears and talk about the skills gap analysis.
Okay.
It pointed out a few areas where you might want to brush up or gain some additional expertise.
All right.
Things like consulting, product strategy, building operations, and, of course, diving deeper into AI and machine learning.
It's natural to have some gaps when you're stepping into a new field.
Yeah,
It's all about continuous learning, right?
absolutely.
So what's the best way to approach upskilling in these areas?
The good news is that there are tons of resources available.
Yeah.
It's like having a personalized learning buffet at your fingertips.
Oh, I like that.
For AI and machine learning courses, like AI for Everyone on Coursera and Stanford's machine learning course can provide a solid foundation. You mentioned you've already worked with machine learning models, so these courses might help you deepen that knowledge and connect it to the Gen AI space.
I like the idea of a learning buffet, so much to choose from.
Right.
And what about those other areas like product strategy and data analysis?
For those areas, they recommended some excellent courses as well.
Okay.
Digital product management. Modern fundamentals on Coursera would be a great one to explore.
Okay.
It covers everything from ideation and market research to product development and launch.
Hmm.
They also recommended data analysis and presentation skills, the PwC approach, again, on Coursera.
Yeah.
This one will equip you with the skills to analyze data effectively and present your findings in a clear and compelling way.
Okay.
These are valuable skills for any project manager, but especially in the world of Gen AI where data is king.
These recommendations are so specific and actionable, it takes all the guesswork out of figuring out where to start.
Right.
It's like having a personalized roadmap for your upskilling journey.
Ex-
But speaking of roadmaps, let's talk about the bigger picture, your career path at Meta.
Yeah.
What kind of future roles and leadership opportunities could this Gen AI project manager role lead to?
That's where things get really exciting. This role could be a springboard to all sorts of possibilities within Meta's AI division.
Hmm.
Imagine leading a team of Gen AI project managers, spearheading the development of cutting-edge AI tools.
Right.
Or even taking on a leadership role in shaping Meta's overall AI strategy. The possibilities are vast.
Wow, leading the charge in Gen AI at Meta. That's
Yeah.
pretty incredible to think about.
Yeah.
But it's not just about climbing the ladder. It's about finding a path that truly aligns with your passions and aspirations.
Uh-huh.
This deep dive is like giving you a compass, not a rigid roadmap, right?
Precisely, you have the power to shape your career trajectory. This information is here to empower you, not to box you in.
Okay.
Use these insights to explore different avenues, network with people in the field, and experiment with different projects and roles to discover what truly ignites your passion.
I love that it's all about taking ownership of your journey and making it your own.
Exactly.
Okay, let's take a moment to recap what we've learned in this deep dive so far. We started with your impressive background in DevSecOps and software engineering and explored how those skills perfectly translate into this Gen AI project manager role at Meta.
Uh-huh.
We dug into the AI-generated cover letter, unpacked those tricky interview questions, and even identified areas where you could upskill to unlock even greater career potential.
And we didn't just stop there.
Right.
We talked about the potential future roles and leadership opportunities that could open up for you at Meta, painting a picture of a future where you're at the forefront of Gen AI innovation.
But remember, this deep dive has been all about you.
Yeah.
Your unique skills, your experience, your aspirations. These insights are here to empower you, not to define you.
Exactly. It's all about you owning it and making it your own. All right, so let's take a moment to recap what we've learned in this deep dive so far. We started with your impressive background in DevSecOps and software engineering and explored how those skills perfectly translate into this Gen AI project manager role at Meta. We dug into the AI-generated cover letter, unpacked those tricky interview questions, and even identified areas where you could upskill to unlock even greater career potential.
It's amazing how it all kind of comes together.
And we didn't just stop there. We talked about the potential future roles and leadership opportunities
Right.
that could open up for you at Meta, painting a picture of a future where you're at the forefront of Gen AI innovation.
That's so very cool.
But remember, this deep dive has been all about Your unique skills, your experience, your aspirations, these insights are here to empower you, not to define you.
It's like having a guidebook, not a rule book.
Precisely.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
But before we wrap things up, I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
This idea of Gen AI being this really powerful tool, but also something that needs to be handled responsibly.
Yeah, yes, that's crucial.
Especially when we're talking about a company like Meta with its massive reach and influence.
Absolutely.
So how can someone in this Gen AI project manager role really make sure that these AI systems are being developed and deployed ethically?
That's a really important question, and it's something that every Gen AI professional needs to be thinking about. It's not just about building the coolest technology, it's about building technology that benefits society. So for someone in this role at Meta, there are a few key things they can do.
Yep.
First and foremost, they need to be a champion for ethical considerations throughout the entire project lifecycle.
So from the initial ideation phase.
Yeah, all the way through to development, deployment, and even ongoing monitoring.
That's a lot of responsibility.
It is, but it's also an incredible opportunity to shape the future of AI.
You're right.
Another crucial aspect is collaboration, working closely with ethicists, researchers, and other stakeholders to ensure that diverse perspectives are being considered.
So it's not just a tech role. It's also about building relationships and fostering those conversations.
Exactly. It's about bringing different voices to the table and making sure that everyone feels heard.
And of course, staying up to date with the latest ethical guidelines and best practices in the field of AI.
Absolutely. The field is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
So continuous learning is essential.
It sounds like it's not just about technical skills. It's also about having that ethical awareness and that commitment to responsible AI development.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, so we've talked about the skills, the opportunities, the ethical considerations.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we should keep in mind as we kind of wrap up this deep dive?
One final thought I would leave you with is this. Imagine you've landed this Gen AI role at Meta.
Okay.
You're in the driver's seat leading the charge. What's that first project you're tackling?
That's a great question to ponder.
What unique perspective do you bring from your DevSecOps background that makes a real impact on how Meta develops and deploys these cutting-edge AI systems?
No.
Let that question simmer. Let it spark your imagination.
I like that.
Because career transitions, while they can be challenging, are also incredible opportunities for growth and self-discovery.
And remember, we're here to cheer you on every step of the way.
Absolutely. Until next time.
Keep diving deep and keep reaching for the stars.
Exactly.